Review of the 2013 LS460 F Sport. This car dabbles a little bit in the performance end, but it's still an LS at its heart. It's a big teddy bear. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Let's get into this, guys. It's 2013 LS460 F Sport. It's a great looking car. I actually prefer the looks of this over the standard LS460. The hood is just, it's very, very strong looking, very, very muscular. I love the F Sport grille and the lacy design in there, the huge Lexus emblem. I love the daytime running lights there, the huge check mark. Some people call it an arrowhead. I almost think it looks like a fishing spear, but you know, a lot of things look a lot alike in this world. You have these huge air intakes down there. Actually, they might even be for the brakes or aerodynamics. And then little itty bitty fog lights down there at the bottom. But this car just looks absolutely stunning. Whoever had this car beforehand just took exceptional care of it. As you can see, the sun hitting it just right this morning. A nice little chrome, of course, on the front of the grille here, but it runs on the side of the vehicle as well as the window lining. We're going to take a step back so you guys can get a nice side view of it. Hopefully you're not getting blinded like I am, but the wheels are these F Sport wheels. They look really good. My guess, they almost look like 19-inch wheels, but they could very well be 20s because this car is so large and grandiose. They are 19s, okay? You see that? P245, 45, R19, okay? I think the wheels look great. You have a nice little Lexus insignia there on the brake caliper. Back here on the smaller caliper, you don't have that. But man, those wheels get a lot of brake dust on them. Getting on the back here, we have a nice LED strip of brake light right there. And I really like this rear end of the LS quite a bit. I think I like it better than the LS500, but you know, Lexus designs, they tend to grow on you over time. But I like this quite a bit, especially with this L design. You see this nice Lexus inspired L on the taillights that wrap around on the side as well. Of course, this is an all-wheel drive. I have not seen a rear-wheel drive LS460 here at the lot, or really in Nebraska. So, I mean, they pretty much send all-wheel drive only LS460s to us because no one wants rear-wheel drive if all-wheel drive's available and they're dropping 80 G's on a car. Beautiful exhaust. And then we'll get an idea of what it looks like facing the sun, guys. It's just an absolutely stunningly beautiful car. It is a tiny bit dirty right now, but overall, I mean, she looks really, really good, especially with that porta potty in the back. Looking under the hood, it looks pretty plain. Not quite as inspiring as, let's say, the LC500 or the new LS500. At least they give you a V8 badge and a Lexus badge, but this plastic cover looks pretty simple, and that's because it is. But at least they give you an 8-pack to let you know there's an 8-cylinder in here. Everything else is covered in plastic, so kind of uninspiring. It is neat and tidy. Not the best, but definitely far from the worst. And at least the shocks are working, unlike that Acura I was in last week. Let's get on the inside of the 2013 LS460 F Sport. It's very, very comfortable. So looking at the seat here, with it being an F Sport, you get this nice F Sport badging. Now, I've only seen that in an LS F Sport. I haven't seen this insignia on any other F Sport vehicle. Seats are very comfortable, and just like your regular LS, you have your seat controls just in case you have some baller VIP in the back. The door design is very simple in the F Sport. Let's just go over the materials on it. We have a soft touch leather here and here. Of course, this plastic L has like repeating L's. You guys can see that dizzying pattern. Hard plastic here. Seat belt adjuster, memory seats. This is all nice soft touch leather here that goes all the way up. And then down here as well. And then this is a nice little plastic magazine holder. All auto windows. Over here we have your auto folding mirrors. regular mirror control, heated steering wheel, blind spot monitor, parking assist. Of course, down there you have your gas cap, and then your trunk as well as your hood latch. Now, with it being an F Sport, you guys can see the awesome aluminum pedals. Now, these look way better than that Mercedes I was in yesterday. That car was pretty sick though. Let's go ahead and start this beast up. Okay, seat's a little close to my liking. So we have a nice large 12-inch screen in here. I didn't even know they put them in this old of an LS, but learn something new every day. As you can see, it does a split screen there. I'm not going to get into that. You know, it'll take. I could spend 4 hours in the menus in a Lexus. And then here is, okay, so this is a little bit different. Your infotainment screen right here is like a weird like wine glass shape. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me go ahead and press display. Can you see that wine glass shape between the two gauges there? It's kind of like a goblet of fire style. Miles per gallon, that's probably what I would put it on. Ooh, tire pressure, I like that. Oh, and you can turn it off like it was. And then that's fine right there. That's cool. You have a nice little tire and wheel in the background. Kind of cool. So let's go back over the design. So we continue with this plastic here. Then it goes to this kind of brushed aluminum plastic across the side of the vehicle in the front dash. We have a soft-ish touch on the upper dash, and I like how the screen is recessed into the dash. You see that very much so in our GS 350, but this is kind of the first time I've seen it in a previous generation LS. On the roof here, we have this nice Alcantara ultra suede material, and even the oh crap bars are wrapped in leather with a little bit of chrome accent on the edge. We're gonna flip down this. Of course, we have a nice light above. My hair's getting long, guys, but it still looks decent. So I'm gonna hold off on cutting it. We're gonna flip that back up. Nice huge Lexus clock here. That's typical Lexus. Going down. All of your climate controls right here, your radio controls there. Now this does have the Mark Levinson, so you can make your passengers deaf if you wanted to, with excellent ultra quality sound. This shifter, now I've seen this type of plastic here get beat up. I don't know why they keep plastic on it. It's probably because it's more durable. It holds up better than the leather over time. Your drive modes are here. With it being an F Sport model, you're going to have the Sport and Sport Plus mode. This does have an air ride suspension, snow mode, traction control you can turn off, your heated and ventilated seats, your rear sunshade, and of course this is the control for this huge screen up here. So you can see I'm moving around the cursor. Maybe you can't because the screen is blinky on the camera. Opening up the glove box, nothing fancy in there. You have your books in there. And of course your nice Lexus LS mats. Don't worry, this car has not been detailed yet. But that's about it for the front, other than our sunglass holder, our spotlights, and the new cars you just touch and it turns on. And then a really large sunroof, which is very nice to see indeed. Let's hop in the back. Wait. Let's look at the armrest. So we have this little funny tray here that kind of gets out of the way, but not really. So you can see that. Now this doesn't open up all the way. And the LX, this thing like opens up all the way up. But inside we have a USB as well as an auxiliary and a 12 volt. Just sitting in this car, guys, you can barely tell it's on. You get the slightest faint little hum, but this car's so quiet. But let's get in the back. All right, let's do this. Let's get in the back. Oh my gosh, this seat's huge, and I just sunk into it, and it's so comfortable. Again, with a Mark Levinson, guys, we have a couple speakers here and another speaker down there. When you have like a million speakers in the car, you just got to throw them somewhere. Not an ashtray. It's not an ashtray. Continual design as with the front of the vehicle, and then we have a nice vanity mirror here with a huge light, triple beam vanity display, guys. That mirror is large and in charge. The back of the seats, super high quality. I don't know what's going on here. So it doesn't, it's kind of happening on the other seat, so that might just be some sort of design flaw that, you know, the designers couldn't foresee. You know, they couldn't foresee what this car was going to be like 5 years later exactly, but if that's the biggest design flaw I can find in this car, we're doing good. Big map pocket here. Nice 12 volt. Can you guys see that? Nice 12 volt here, and then we have a nice, I'm probably saying nice a million times, excuse me for the niceties. A great air vent here, but the seats back here, guys, are just incredible. They are so comfortable. They're enormous as well as comfortable. So let's fold this down. Of course, we have a pass-through, and then we have another rear sunshade button as well as in the front, and then we have our heated seats here. You just put it on auto because you don't care, and a very small little book case there as well, but overall this armrest is very, very comfortable, but that kind of sums it up for the back. And of course the headrests are going to be adjustable as well, but let's get into the trunk. Just kidding. Yeah, sneaky vents on the side. So you have, of course, your vents there, but that's never enough. In a high-end luxury vehicle, we have our vents right there on the side as well. We have a nice automated trunk lid, and then with any other LS, the trunk is very, very large. It's very tall. It's not the deepest, and then the wheel wells are actually fairly large on this car. But there's your little med kit, and it's just a huge cavernous trunk. And you can see the pass-through plastic is still on there from 2013 with the cargo net just hanging out. Very, very nice on the interior of this trunk. We're locked and loaded, ready to go. Backing up. The backup camera is very, very well detailed, as I would expect in an LS. The steering backing up right now is pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. It's very, very effortless, but there is a good amount of feedback in the wheel as well. It's definitely a lot easier to turn than my 2004 Avalon. Shout out to my Avalon. But this thing just purrs right along. It's a, gosh, the amount of refinement in this car compared to that Mercedes I was in. Now I know the S-Class of Mercedes is something else. Excuse me, altogether. The S-Class will probably compete more with this LS, but the CLS I was in yesterday had so much power, but the brakes were amazing, and the ride quality was okay. But getting in this car, it just feels like class, pure elegance and class. Where the other one was just kind of like, you know, sport and a little bit of luxury. It kind of reminded me of like an Acura on the inside. So let's get into the throttle a little bit. Let's wake up this V8. I like the sound of this engine a million times more than that Mercedes I was in yesterday. I apologize if I compare this car over and over to that Mercedes I was in, because that was the last like really nice car I was in. So they both have V8s, albeit that one had a twin turbo V8 with quite a bit more power than this car. But this one, it is a little bit more engaging because you can actually hear it gaining in power. Whereas that twin turbo V8 was just like power. It was just like, it felt like a semi truck of torque in that car, which kind of that's kind of what the LS500 feels like as well, but not, I mean, it revs up a little bit more. We're just gonna slowly get onto the throttle. Nothing crazy, guys, because oh my gosh, yep. Even though that car yesterday had a lot more power, the sound of this engine is just perfect. I love how the naturally aspirated engines just wind up, and this transmission, I've only felt a transmission this smooth in an LS and maybe an LX. Some of the older LXs are very, very smooth and buttery, but this transmission, holy cow, is just smooth as butter. Ride feel, getting on the freeway here, going about 60. Car is sensationally quiet. It just kind of glides and floats along. It reminds me a lot of the Lexus ES in terms of ride quality, except this car the suspension, you just kind of float a little bit more. It gives you a little bit more refinement and luxury than the ES. But the ES, for the money, is fabulous for the type of refinement that it gives you. But this car would be amazing for taking long road trips on. It's just so comfortable. The visibility is pretty good, even though the A pillar and the B pillar are pretty large. But the visibility is really good, and that's what I love about Lexus vehicles. It's just, the vehicle is so relaxing and calming when you're in here. It kind of takes you away from the world that's always like trying to nab at you and grab at you. You get in a Lexus, it's just like chill out, and that fits my MO. I'm a chill person for the most part on my day-to-day basis. So Lexus really speaks to my soul, and I'm just like, I get in a Lexus and just fits me in my mood. It puts me in the right mood. It's like everything's going to be okay. You're sitting in a Lexus. It's just, you're comfortable, and this car is going to take care of you. And that's what I feel like. I want to let you guys listen to what this car sounds like as we kind of ring it out just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just want to give you an idea of what this bad boy can sound like here once this Ford passes me. It's so quiet and smooth. The car doesn't even feel like you're accelerating. Before you know it, you're going 80. Like, that's what this car is. Whereas, in a twin turbo car, you're going like 60 to 80 in a couple seconds because the torque is just shoving you through the stratosphere. This car is just so linear with its power, and it's just like, okay, well, we'll get there pretty quick, but no hurry, guys, no hurry. These are like the most subdued 380 horsepowers I've ever felt. It's just like nonchalant. They're chill. If this horsepower could have a name to it, they'd be like the chill ponies, because here we go. Let's just get into it. There's just no, and some people might hate that because there's just not a lot of excitement out of it. It's just like, imagine like a stoned out super strong man. He's like, oh, I'll move some stones for you, let's do it. Whereas like the twin turbo V8 next to him is like sniffing all this stuff to get hyped up, and then just like rages, and then he gets into the throwing stones around with other guys just doing it. No big deal, just throwing it over his shoulder. But I don't know if that analogy helps you guys or not. This car is just so smooth, so reserved and refined that the horsepower doesn't feel true to what the numbers say it is. Now, part of that's just because this vehicle is huge. A part of that is because it's naturally aspirated. The power takes a long time to build up. But a part of that is by design. They just want this car to be relaxing, and the power is there when you need it. The vast majority of the time when you don't need it, you're just chilling. You're just laying by the beach in Jamaica at a resort on the sandals and just enjoying life. That's what this car's all about. Okay, I just put it in Sport Plus mode. I'm gonna switch lanes here real quick. Slow down just a tad so I can feel what the throttle response and acceleration is like on this naturally aspirated 4.6 liter V8. 3, 2, 1, and roll onto the throttle. Okay. Gosh, it's fast. It's much faster than anyone needs it to be. It downshifted 3 times. No joke, it downshifted 3 times to get in the right gear. Unfortunately, it went through every single gear. I know some modern transmissions will just be like, okay, you want a boogie, I'm gonna put you in the right gear immediately. So it'll go from like, let's say this, gosh, how many speeds is this? This car has 8 speeds. There you go, 8-speed transmission. It went from 8 to 7 to 6. to 5, right? That's 3. Goodness, math in the morning. Holy crap. But I'm going to punch it again. This Toyota Tacoma is just like, he means business. Actually, it might be a Highlander. They kind of look the same. But here we go. 2 downshifts there. And it just goes. Holy shnikes. It just goes. It goes so well. And it just feels completely different from that barge of power in the CLS 550 I was in yesterday. It is a more satisfying power. I don't feel like this engine wants to get me into trouble like that other car did. Excuse me. We're getting into a braking test here quickly. This Nissan is driving a little aggressively. There's that blind spot monitor working great. I will not be able to get onto this braking test because there's like a line of cars in me that feel like they need to brake on the freeway and not the off-ramp. So that is highly unfortunate. Now, I've driven an F Sport LS460 before, and I always thought the brakes were a little bit touchy up front. But I'm going to get into them fairly hard here. I'm accelerating down so I can just feel what the brakes are like. Get onto it very late. Now, yeah, I mean, the brakes are strong. They're very strong. There is a little bit of nosedive in this car, even though I'm in Sport Plus mode. I just put it back in normal mode. But there is a little bit of dive. Now, I was going downhill, so that just makes it worse. But this Mitsubishi Lancer in front of me has a donut, and they don't give a crap. They've probably been driving on that donut for about a week. America. But we're getting into the handling portion of the review, and I can't wait to tell you guys what it feels like. Okay, let's take this turn. Oh gosh, the engine just sounds so good when you rev it out. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that high-pitched engine whine. Okay, here we go. Get out of my way, turtle doves. Oh my gosh. Yep, this all-wheel drive handles like a dream. And this is in Sport Plus mode. There's still a little bit of body roll. I mean, this car is huge. Absolutely a tank of a vehicle. Nothing like a Rolls Royce or anything like that, but compared to your normal cars, this thing is quite a bit larger. That Nissan, what do you call that, a Frontier? What's that Nissan Frontier doing in my review spot? Unbelievable. I'm just gonna have to do it over here. I'm just gonna have to pick a different spot. Where are the geese at, guys? I don't see the geese today, but that's gonna work out just fine. I'll park right here for my review. That sums it up for the 2013 LS460 F Sport. She's a pretty car. She tries to be a little bit sporty, but underneath she still has the same 4.6 liter V8 with about 380 horsepower, give or take a few. This car, even in Sport Plus mode, doesn't feel that much sportier than the normal LS. It looks better than the normal LS in my opinion, but it's really down to looks. And you know, I've seen better interiors than this F Sport in the LS, I should say. I've seen better LS interiors. Overall, this car is absolutely fantastic. It would be awesome for long road trips and just for day-to-day livability. I mean, it's just so smooth, so well refined, so comfortable. It's just a calming, relaxing, and long-lasting vehicle for you and your friends with champagne, popping bottles in the back. I'll see you next time.